The 2024 NASCAR Cup Series regular season has finally come to an end, and Bubba Wallace failed to make the cut. Heading to Darlington, the last race of the season, the pressure was on for Bubba Wallace as his playoff spot was on the line. He had to either win a race or get some points on the board, but he was unable to do so, and he has completely put the blame on another driver. Before we continue, these playoffs are going to be extremely exciting and we are going to have a lot of news to cover, but nothing we can't handle. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep updated. Going into the final regular season race in Darlington, Bubba Wallace's chances were good as he was set to start in pole position for the race. Before the race, he was very confident that he could do what was necessary to get into the playoffs. Here's what he said before he took to the track in Darlington on Sunday. "Yeah, you look at us coming in and being on the bubble. 21 points out with a ton of pressure, and I think the pressure just switched. We're not here to mess around. I show up with a more open and calmer demeanor, more free and relaxing demeanor, but at the same time, I don't want to be messed with. So it's a fine balance you've got to walk. Both cars just showing up with speed at Darlington for the Southern 500 is super cool. I've been close here, I think once or twice in qualifying, so to finally pull it out, it's like, wow, we've got it." With all that being said, the elephant in the room, tomorrow is a whole different day, and I'm excited to see what tomorrow offers, he added. As the race started, he was looking good to qualify for the playoffs. However, an incident involving Josh Berry during the final stage of the race completely ruined Wallace's chances of making the playoff cut. With just 24 laps to go, Josh Berry attempted a rather reckless overtake between two cars on turn 1. This resulted in him losing control and causing a major pileup, catching Wallace in the midst. After the race, Wallace had this to say. "We just got behind on adjustments," lamented Wallace. "We were back and forth on our Toyota Camry, just a little too loose, a little too tight. And that caution with a couple laps on tires where we stayed out. I don't know if that was the deciding factor, but we just got so tight there, and got back there in traffic and in a spot we hadn't been all day, and got caught up in someone else's mess. It's unfortunate. I hate it for our guys. Hats off to the 4. I thought I did something yesterday. They one-upped us and showed up when it was game time. So that's pretty badass, so congrats to them. Man just wasn't good enough for 16th this year. I hate that. It stinks saying that, but it wasn't for a lack of effort from all of us on the 23 car. Best of luck to the 45, Tyler Reddick, and hopefully a Toyota wins." Bubba Wallace had a lot to lose, and he did lose everything. After a decent qualifying performance on Saturday, he may have even won the race. But Josh Berry's stupidity ruined his chances. This loss for Wallace has put some pressure on him going into the next season. His teammate, Tyler Reddick, has been performing well for 23XI Racing this season. In Darlington, he was competing against Kyle Larson for the regular season title, which he won. He's also one of the favorites to win the Cup Series title this year. So with Tyler Reddick performing at the top, the team will expect Bubba Wallace to do the same as well. Wallace's second half of the season has been quite decent, although he was not able to get a win. He has been consistent for the team, but during his first half, he didn't meet the team's expectations. But Denny Hamlin thinks that Wallace would be fine as long as he continues his current momentum. Here's what Hamlin said. "If they run next year like they've run the last 10-12 races, they're going to be in the playoffs, no sweat. So I think my message to them is, stay on the track that you're at, and sometimes you gotta walk before you run." Although Hamlin is showing confidence in his team and drivers, a driver's future in NASCAR is never assured. No matter what is being said and what's on the contract, performance is everything for the NASCAR teams and their sponsors. If you don't perform well, you won't make the cut. Plus, there will probably be more pressure on Bubba for the next year. There have been a lot of reports suggesting that Denny Hamlin and 23XI Racing are looking to buy another charter for the 2025 season. The team has always been interested in expanding their operations. After making its debut in 2021 with just one charter, the team quickly expanded to 2 charters the very next year. They have also run a third non-chartered car in select races last year and this year. The probability of 23XI Racing expanding with a third charter is quite high. Given that SHR is looking to sell its charters, it has given 23XI the perfect opportunity to purchase another. If there is a third driver for 23XI Racing, Wallace's results will be compared to this third driver as well. If their performance is better than Wallace's, the team will probably start looking at their options for a new driver for the number 23 car. But at the moment, Denny Hamlin is holding off on buying a new charter, as NASCAR is yet to confirm a new charter agreement for the upcoming season. Without a new charter agreement, 23XI Racing cannot determine how profitable a new charter would be. Conversations for a new charter agreement have been going on for a while now. Coming back to Bubba Wallace, now that the regular season is over and Wallace has not qualified for the playoffs, he will be looking to get a better handle on the car during the rest of the races this season, so he can come back in full swing next year. There's no doubt that Wallace really has to do something if he wishes to retain his seat. There's no doubt that 23XI Racing is a bit loyal to Wallace, as he has been a part of the team since the beginning. However, this does not mean that he can get away with poor results. But Wallace has had a bit of bad luck this year. The incident at Darlington was just an example of what his season has been like so far. His teammate, Tyler Reddick, who also won the regular season championship, sympathized with Wallace. "It's tough. I've been in his spot. It's not fun to be that close and just miss it, man. It's tough to go back and look. You can pick apart the races each weekend. We gave up points here or there. It's a tough thing. For them, if they just go through the rest of this, focus on continuing to improve that consistency, they'll be better off for next year. At the end of the day, though, there's just some things you can't control, man. I feel like a lot of times this year they've been right in the middle of stuff happening on the racetrack. A lot of times this year, I don't know how to explain it. When things have happened on the racetrack, I've missed it and been able to benefit from it. They have a great opportunity here over the rest of this year to reload and be ready to go for next time." It was completely mixed emotions for the team. On the one hand, you have a driver who just won the regular season title. But on the other, you have one who wasn't able to make it to the playoffs. This missed playoff spot for Wallace would have probably cost the team $1 million or so. There's no doubt that he was very close to getting that spot. But now we enter the most exciting period of the season. Whatever happened during the regular season doesn't matter much to the 16 drivers who will be racing for the Cup Series championship. Along with Tyler Reddick, we have Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin, who are favorites from the Joe Gibbs Racing team. We also have Kyle Larson from Hendrick Motorsports competing in the Chevrolet. But let's not cross off Ryan Blaney in the Penske. All these drivers will have a very good chance of taking the title home. Last year, we saw Blaney take home the title. Can he make it 2 in a row? Or will the others have something to say about it? One driver who has achieved everything but the Cup Series title is Denny Hamlin. He will be desperate to add that to his resume. Who do you think will win the Cup Series title this year? Will it be someone who has won it before, or someone new? Post your thoughts in the comments section below.